8,000 adverse events reports under Freedom of Information law.
The reports reveal everything from massive wart outbreaks to seizures and paralysis. Of 18 deaths, nearly a quarter cited blood clots. Jessica Vega got the shot at school when she was 13. Soon after, she was paralyzed. It took a year of braces and treatment to get her on her feet. Brittany Bell was 12. She collapsed with brain inflammation and paralysis. 14-year-old Jenny developed life-threatening paralysis that's resistant to treatment. Merck and the CDC say Gardasil is safe and effective, and that they've not found a link to any deaths. They also say illnesses reported after vaccinations may not have been caused by the shot, and that Gardasil appears safer than most vaccines, with half the average reported serious adverse events. The CDC says it will continue to evaluate the data, while some families are evaluating whether their loved ones should have the vaccine at all. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Washington.
De septiembre, todas las comunidades autónomas ofrecerán de forma gratuita la vacuna contra el virus del papiloma humano, una de las causas del cáncer de cuello de útero. La vacuna se aplicará a todas las chicas de entre 11 y 14 años. Tan solo este año la recibirán unas 200.000 niñas. Las comunidades autónomas tenían hasta 2010 para ofrecer el tratamiento, pero todas las consejerías han decidido suministrarla a partir de este curso. En 2007 se detectaron en España 2.000 casos de cáncer de cuello de útero.
After being given the cervical cancer vaccine Gardasil, health authorities are urging parents to stay calm, insisting the drug, which is being offered to students in WA, is safe.
Brooke Levi thought the Gardasil shot she had on Friday at Engadine High was going to protect her. But now she blames the cervical cancer vaccine for a bad reaction.
I want to pass out and just throw up and just go to sleep.
Brooke ended up at Sutherland Hospital. 2 weeks ago, Melbourne student Natasha D'Souza also felt unwell after being vaccinated.
I actually wasn't looking too good and I was looking a bit green in the face. And then I just basically collapsed about 5 minutes into class.
Natasha says her arms and legs were paralysed and she couldn't speak. She wasn't the only girl to have the jab, then fall sick.
Yeah, there were girls dropping like flies, basically.
Medical authorities have declared the reactions aren't linked to Gardasil. They've blamed fear of needles.
The after effects are very, very rarely serious, and the benefits of the vaccination are very, very important.
There's no reason to stop the vaccination program. The vaccines have been thoroughly tested both in Australia and overseas and have been found to be extraordinarily safe.
70,000 Gardasil vaccinations have been administered since the drug's approval last year. Full protection against the virus that causes cervical cancer requires follow-up shots, but many girls aren't keen to chance it.
I don't want to after going through this.
Damien Smith, 7 News.
Hace casi un mes que Carla y Raquel, de 14 y 15 años, están ingresadas en este hospital de Valencia justo desde que les administraron la segunda dosis de la vacuna contra el papiloma.
Son vacunadas, ya a los minutos empiezan a encontrarse mal y pierden el conocimiento y empiezan con convulsiones. Mejoran y vuelven a bajar a planta. Vuelven a tener convulsiones y vuelven a subir a la UCI.
A las dos menores se les puso la vacuna del mismo lote, un lote del que se han repartido más de 75.500 dosis en toda España. Solo ellas dos han reaccionado mal.
Cualquier vacuna que se administre a niños se puede decir que es segura, pero no se puede decir que es inocua. Tiene un porcentaje de complicaciones.
En todo este tiempo las niñas han sido sometidas a numerosas pruebas que no han arrojado ninguna explicación. Los familiares piden ahora ayuda a la comunidad científica internacional. Todos los estudios han demostrado la efectividad y seguridad de esta vacuna y aseguran que se trata de un hecho puntual.
Lo correcto es seguir vacunando, sabiendo que hoy en día la vacuna contra el virus del papiloma posiblemente sea la más estudiada de todas las que se están administrando.
Sin embargo, desde que aparecieron estos dos casos, ha bajado el número de menores que quieren vacunarse contra el papiloma humano.
Major concerns about a vaccine given to many teen girls this morning. Even though it could save them from cancer, parents say that the side effects of it may not be worth it. CNN Special Investigations Unit correspondent Abby Boudreau was here with more on all of this. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, John. So many people are so confused when it comes to the widely distributed HPV vaccine called Gardasil, which the Centers for Disease Control says helps prevent certain types of cervical cancer. But since Gardasil hit the market 2.5 years ago, there's been an alarming number of serious adverse reactions and even deaths that some say are linked to the vaccine. And as more girls come forward alleging the vaccine made them sick, the more confusion and mystery there is surrounding Gardasil and its manufacturer, Merck. Taquaria Williams doesn't get to act like a kid anymore. She's just too tired.
It kind of hurt because I used to do a lot.
But Taquaria's mother says everything changed last December after her daughter received Gardasil, a vaccine that prevents 70% of cervical cancer.
She's never been sick. She's never been in a hospital. Nothing until the Gardasil shot.
2 months after getting the shot, Taquaria says she got a rash on her face and arms, leaving these scars. She had swelling all over, pain in her joints, and poor circulation in her fingertips. Her doctor told us she now suffers from an autoimmune disease and says it is possible the Gardasil triggered her illness, though she made it clear the cause cannot be proven. According to a federal tracking system called VAERS, there have been 9,749 adverse reactions following the vaccination, and 21 reported deaths since 2006.
I chose to get my daughter vaccinated.
But Merck, Gardasil's maker, points out these are anecdotal cases. In a statement, company officials say it, quote, does not necessarily mean that the vaccine caused or contributed to the event. An official with the Centers for Disease Control says VAERS does not provide enough information for researchers to prove whether Gardasil caused any of the reported side effects.
We want to have better data to reassure people. But again, the patterns of the number of serious events looked at in VAERS do not suggest any increase in risk.
While the CDC believes Gardasil is safe, a conservative watchdog group called Judicial Watch, which has been studying Gardasil's safety, says parents' concerns about the vaccine are valid.
So without long-term studies and without a safety test, essentially the public is being used as a large-scale public health test.
What would have happened if you would have known that this research was out there?
I would have never got it. Never. I wouldn't have never had her get the shot.
The CDC tells us it's working on a comprehensive study right now that will determine whether or not there is a pattern that links Gardasil to some of these serious side effects. That study is expected to be released in October. In the meantime, John, both the CDC and Merck encourage women to get regular pap smears even if they've gotten the Gardasil shot. John?
Troubling story. Abby Boudreau for us with that this morning.